Monica Bellucci is one of the most recognized faces in European cinema and international fashion. Her classic features and timeless figure have graced magazine covers and film screens for decades, yet despite her fame, she remains an intensely private person. Bellucci rarely opens up about her personal life, choosing to keep a clear boundary between the woman the world sees and the woman she really is. But behind the elegance and mystique lies a story full of contrasts, resilience, and carefully made choices. This glimpse into Monica's life and career comes at the request of our subscribers, brought to you by the Money and Fame channel. Monica Anna Maria Bellucci was born on September 30, 1964, in the small Italian town of Città di Castello, nestled in the scenic Umbria region, a quiet part of central Italy surrounded by rolling hills and medieval architecture. Her upbringing was shaped by two very different worldviews. Her mother, Brunella Briganti, was an artist with strong Catholic beliefs, while her father, Pasquale Bellucci, worked in transportation and identified as an atheist. Growing up between these two opposing ideologies, Monica developed a worldview that was neither one nor the other. She considers herself agnostic, not committed to a specific religion, but open to the belief in a higher power. Despite occasional rumors suggesting that her father had roots in the Pakistani province of Balochistan and was possibly a refugee, these claims are false. The Bellucci family is Italian through and through, and Monica's roots are firmly planted in her hometown. Years before Monica's birth, her mother had been told she would never be able to have children. So when Monica was born, it felt like a miracle. She was their only child, deeply cherished but often alone. That sense of isolation followed her into her teen years. As she grew into her looks, boys took notice, too much notice. The attention became overwhelming. At times, she would leave school through the back entrance just to avoid being stared at or followed after class. Her first steps into modeling came early. At 13, she began working with a local photographer. But even then, Monica never saw modeling as a long-term dream. She viewed it as a stepping stone, a way to pay the bills. Her real ambition was rooted in academics. She believed education would be the key to a meaningful life, not fashion shows or photo shoots. Bellucci excelled in school and, in addition to Italian, learned to speak French and English fluently. She also picked up some Spanish, driven by an early desire to see the world and communicate widely. After graduating high school in 1983, Monica enrolled in the University of Perugia's law program, intending to pursue a career as a lawyer. To support herself financially, she took a job waiting tables at a local pizzeria. But modeling soon called her back. As job offers grew more frequent and lucrative, she found herself at a crossroads. Her face was appearing in fashion magazines, and agents were calling. Bellucci eventually made a decisive choice. Rather than split her focus, she would take a leap of faith and pursue modeling full-time. In 1988, she moved to Milan, the epicenter of Italian fashion, and signed with Elite Model Management. Her rise was fast and global. Within a year, she was in demand in Paris and New York, walking for luxury brands and appearing in glossy editorials. By 1989, she was working with Dolce & Gabbana and gracing the pages of Elle. The fashion world had found a new muse, but Bellucci's ambitions were already evolving again. On January 3, 1990, Monica married Argentine fashion photographer Claudio Carlos Basso. The two had been together before her move to Milan and decided to make their relationship official with a wedding in Monte Carlo. Though they legally remained married for 4 years, Monica later admitted that the true honeymoon phase lasted only 6 months. The connection faded quickly, but their split remained low profile. That same year, Monica made her film debut in the Italian drama Vita coi figli, Life with the Children, marking the start of her gradual transition from fashion to cinema. While working on the set, she met actor Nicola Ferrin, and the two began a relationship that lasted 5 years. Despite being in the same industry, their individual career goals kept them constantly moving in different directions. Eventually, they parted ways amicably. Over the next few years, Bellucci kept adding credits to her film resume. She appeared in the drama La Riffa, the comedy Briganti, Amore e Libertà, and the horror film Dracula's Bite, where she played one of the vampire brides. That role, sensual, eerie, and magnetic, became her first internationally recognized part, catching the attention of casting directors in both Europe and Hollywood. Soon after, she landed roles in projects such as the biblical miniseries Joseph, the historical drama The Prince of the Pharaohs, and films like L'Appartement and I Médecins. But it was L'Appartement, released in 1996, that truly launched her acting career. In it, she played Lisa, a mysterious and emotionally complex woman opposite Vincent Cassel. The performance earned her a César Award nomination for Most Promising Actress, a major milestone in French cinema. At first, Bellucci and Cassel didn't hit it off. She found him arrogant, he thought she was just another pretty face from the modeling world. But during filming, their chemistry shifted from indifference to something much stronger. They grew inseparable. The following year, they co-starred in more films, including Comme Me Voy, How You Want Me, and Doberman, further fueling rumors of an off-screen romance. By the late 1990s, Monica Bellucci had cemented herself as more than just a model-turned-actress, she was a serious performer. Her filmography expanded with titles like Without Warning, L'Ultimo Capodanno, Like a Fish Out of Water, and Frank Spadun. She was becoming a fixture in both commercial and indie cinema across Europe. During their courtship, Vincent Cassel proposed to Bellucci 3 times. She said no each time, not because she didn't love him, but because she was hesitant about the idea of domestic routine. She feared being locked into the predictability that marriage can sometimes bring. But everything changed after a car accident left Vincent slightly injured. The scare jolted her. She realized how deeply she cared for him and agreed to marry. They wed in 1999, but in a move that defied traditional expectations, they chose not to live together full-time. Even after getting married, Monica remained in Italy while Vincent stayed in France. Their relationship was built on distance, independence, and a mutual respect for each other's space. Monica later explained that she didn't want to become trapped in the daily grind of family life, that for her, love didn't mean giving up one's identity or freedom. By the turn of the millennium, Monica Bellucci had fully transitioned from fashion's favorite face to one of Europe's most captivating actresses. In 2000, she starred in 2 films that would define very different sides of her career. The first was Under Suspicion, a tense American-French detective thriller, which further expanded her international appeal. But the real turning point came with Molina, directed by acclaimed Italian filmmaker Giuseppe Tornatore. In Molina, Bellucci didn't just act, she embodied the role with such authenticity that it blurred the line between character and persona. She played a stunningly beautiful woman in a conservative Sicilian town during World War II, whose physical appearance becomes both her power and her burden. The film explored themes of loneliness, judgment, and resilience through her character's silent suffering, and many felt that Monica was, in a way, playing a version of herself, a woman both elevated and burdened by beauty. Molina earned critical acclaim and remains one of the most iconic roles of her career. In 2001, Bellucci starred alongside her husband, Vincent Cassel, in Brotherhood of the Wolf, a stylish mix of horror, action, and historical mystery. Her performance earned her a Saturn Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress, further cementing her reputation as more than just a glamorous figure. She was a serious performer who could hold her own in genre films and big-budget productions. The following year, 2002, saw 2 wildly contrasting releases that showcased Bellucci's range. In January, she took on the role of Cleopatra in Asterix and Obelix, Mission Cleopatra, a light-hearted adventure comedy that introduced her to a broader, younger audience. But just a few months later, in May, the Cannes Film Festival screened a film that would become one of the most controversial entries in her filmography, Irreversible. Directed by Gaspar Noé, Irreversible is an experimental psychological thriller told in reverse chronological order. In one of the film's most harrowing sequences, a 9-minute static camera depiction of sexual violence, Bellucci's character is brutally assaulted in a subway tunnel. The scene was so intense and realistic that over 250 audience members walked out of the premiere, and some required medical assistance. Even her husband Vincent Cassel, who also starred in the film, was visibly shaken and reportedly cried during the screening. Bellucci herself later admitted she couldn't bring herself to re-watch the film. Despite the controversy, critics praised her courage and vulnerability, calling the performance one of the most daring of her career. In 2020, a new version titled Irreversible, the complete edition was released, rearranged in chronological order to reframe the narrative. In 2003, Monica Bellucci's filmography expanded rapidly. She starred in Remember Me, My Love, Tears of the Sun opposite Bruce Willis, and took a role in 2 back-to-back entries in the Matrix franchise, The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolutions. In both, she portrayed the enigmatic Persephone, a digital character who negotiates with Neo in exchange for a kiss. Her sensual and mysterious performance made a lasting impression, even with limited screen time. That same year, Bellucci was voted one of the world's 5 sexiest women by Fan Fatal magazine, a reminder that her allure remained a dominant part of her public identity, even as she moved deeper into serious roles. Following her success in The Matrix, she appeared in the satirical dramedy She Hate Me, starred in the French espionage film Agents Secrets alongside Castle, and took on one of her most spiritually significant roles to date, Mary Magdalene in Mel Gibson's controversial The Passion of the Christ. Though she does not identify as Catholic, Bellucci was drawn to the character and the symbolism. The film itself divided audiences and critics, largely due to its unflinching depiction of violence and its interpretation of religious texts. Bellucci's performance, however, was widely regarded as tender and sincere. In 2004, she lent her voice to the character Kylina in the popular video game Prince of Persia: Warrior Within, expanding her creative reach into digital media. That same year marked a major personal milestone. She gave birth to her first daughter, Deva Castle. While pregnant, Monica posed nude for Vanity Fair Italia in protest of Italy's restrictive laws banning donor insemination, making a strong public statement about reproductive rights and body autonomy. Years later, Deva would follow in her mother's footsteps, signing with Dolce & Gabbana and stepping into the world of high fashion. Just as Monica had once become a muse for designers, her daughter was now becoming the face of a new generation. Despite her new role as a mother, Bellucci returned to work soon after. In 2005, she starred in the Italian dramedy How Much Do You Love Me? And in the fantasy film The Brothers Grimm, where she played an evil queen who, despite having died centuries ago, uses dark magic and her enduring beauty to lure unsuspecting victims. The performance allowed Bellucci to explore a darker, more mythical side, both eerie and seductive. She continued this momentum in 2006 with The Stone Council, a mystery thriller, and Napoleon and Me, a historical comedy in which she again showcased her ability to blend humor with sophistication. That same year, she once again shared the screen with Vincent Cassel in Shaitan, a psychological horror film with occult themes. Over the next few years, Monica remained prolific, starring in Second Breath, The Private Lives of Pippa Lee, Don't Look Back, The Man Who Loves, Beria, and Shoot 'Em Up. She alternated between Italian, French, and English language projects, maintaining a global presence and a carefully curated image. She wasn't chasing roles, she was choosing them. In 2010, Bellucci gave birth to her second daughter, Leonie. Later that year, she released Monica Bellucci by Monica Bellucci, a glossy photo book featuring 150 of her most iconic images. The publication wasn't just a celebration of beauty, it was also a charitable endeavor. A portion of the proceeds went to organizations supporting women and children, causes close to her heart. In interviews, Monica often said she had one dream role in mind, to star in a film with Robert De Niro. That dream finally came true in 2011 when she was cast opposite him in Manuel de Moore 3, The Ages of Love, where they played unlikely lovers caught in a late-in-life romance. The film was well received, and for Bellucci, it marked a personal career high point. Her subsequent roles included the summer romance That Summer of Passion, the poetic drama Rhino Season, and the romantic comedy Love on the Square. She continued to challenge herself with characters that aged, changed, and contradicted the traditional narratives given to women in film. In August 2013, after more than a decade of partnership, Bellucci and Cassel announced their divorce. Monica explained that life had simply taken them in different directions. There was no scandal, just quiet acceptance. Cassel later admitted their relationship had always been unconventional, an open marriage based on trust and mutual respect. When the emotional connection no longer made sense, they let each other go. Though the media speculated about new romances with Russian billionaires like Telman Ismailov and Mikhail Prokhorov, Monica brushed off the gossip. For the first time since she was a teenager, she was truly single and focused on rediscovering herself. In 2014, she starred in The Wonders, a melodrama that returned her to the quieter rhythms of Italian cinema. A year later, she made history by becoming the oldest Bond woman to appear in the franchise, playing Lucia Chiara in Spectre. Her casting was a deliberate statement: women with wrinkles, depth, and life experience could still be desirable, still magnetic on screen. In 2016, she joined the cast of Mozart in the Jungle for its third season, playing a flamboyant opera diva. That same year, she collaborated with legendary director Amir Kusturica on the Milky Road, a surreal wartime romance in which she played the mysterious woman pursued by love and conflict alike. Later that year, Bellucci was awarded France's prestigious Legion of Honor by President François Hollande, a fitting recognition for an artist who had contributed so much to international cinema. By 2017, Monica Bellucci was more than a star, she was a cinematic symbol of elegance, mystery, and power. That year, she once again took the international spotlight as the host of the Cannes Film Festival, not just once, but twice, opening and closing the prestigious event with her usual poise. She didn't just walk the red carpet, she owned it, reinforcing her position as both an icon of film and an ambassador of style. That same year, Bellucci made a brief but memorable appearance in episode 14 of Twin Peaks: The Return, David Lynch's surreal sequel to his legendary cult series. She played herself in a dream sequence, a move that blurred fiction and reality and only deepened her image as a figure of intrigue. Around the same time, she collaborated with one of her most devoted fans to publish Secret Meetings, a book that offered a rare, curated look into her inner world and the mystique she so carefully guards. Her achievements were further recognized when she received the Dinastio Award, a prestigious lifetime honor from the San Sebastian International Film Festival, a nod to the unique legacy she has built. Romance, as always, found its way into the headlines. Her brief relationship with French actor Gilles Lelouch made the news in 2017, but it ended quietly within the year. By December, paparazzi spotted her alongside a new partner, French artist Nicolas Lefebvre. Their relationship lasted for just over a year. Though they eventually parted ways, Monica has said they remain on good terms, bonded by shared values and mutual respect. In later interviews, she confirmed she is in a new relationship but prefers to keep it out of the spotlight, a decision consistent with her lifelong commitment to privacy. In 2018, she returned to the screen in several new projects. She appeared in the fantasy horror film Necromancer, as well as 2 television series, The Miracle of the Tears of the Madonna and Call My Agent. Dix pour cent, the latter a popular French satire about the entertainment industry. These roles showed Bellucci's versatility, moving effortlessly between genre projects and prestige TV. The following years saw a continued flurry of screen appearances. She starred in Old Spies, a thriller that explored aging and espionage, and joined the casts of A Man and a Woman, The Best Years of Our Lives, and The Man Who Sold His Skin, films that ranged from nostalgic dramas to socially conscious art cinema. Her upcoming projects are no less varied: the comedic fantasies, the dramatic Drought, the action thriller Memory, and the biographical miniseries Radical View, The Life and Times of Tina Modotti, in which she plays the revolutionary Italian photographer and activist. She's also set to appear in the surreal fantasy Bifana Comes at Night, a Tokyo-based production that reflects her ever-global reach. While continuing her film work, Monica has never stepped away from modeling. In 2020, she was named the face of Nivea, a skincare brand that celebrates natural aging and beauty. She remains a loyal collaborator with Dolce & Gabbana, appearing in their perfume and couture campaigns and regularly walking their runway shows. Few models, let alone actresses, have managed to stay relevant across so many decades, but Bellucci has done so by staying true to herself, rather than chasing trends. She has been the face of Martini Gold, a luxurious collaboration between the famous drink and the fashion house, and has been a Cartier ambassador since 1997. She's the only celebrity to ever co-create a jewelry collection with the historic brand, a testament to her influence and enduring elegance. Her resume also includes campaigns for Dior, lingerie lines like Infiorata and Intimissimi, beauty brand Oriflame, Polish mineral water Sysowianka Perlage, and Eric Bompard Cashmere. Her image has graced the pages of Vogue, Esquire, and GQ, and she's posed for nude photo spreads in exclusive calendars, including Max, GQ, and twice for the famed Pirelli calendar, a rare feat reserved for icons. Today, Monica Bellucci's net worth is estimated at around $45 million, built steadily over decades of acting, modeling, and brand partnerships. In 2018, she briefly faced legal issues when French tax authorities raised suspicions of evasion. However, Bellucci cooperated fully, submitted all the required documents, and the matter was swiftly resolved. Though she lives a jet-setting life, Monica has always called Italy home and considers Rome her spiritual anchor. She owns an apartment in the Eternal City, along with homes in London and Lisbon, which serve as bases when she travels for filming. While still married to Castle, she also owned a Paris apartment on the historic Boulevard Saint-Germain. In 2009, that residence was burglarized. €80,000 worth of valuables were stolen, including jewelry, personal laptops with private photographs, and her Italian passport. It was a violation that reinforced her already strong sense of privacy and security. In 2012, Bellucci and Castle jointly bought a stunning White House on the beach in Rio de Janeiro. Following their divorce, the house remained in Vincent's name. Monica, always low-key about material status, has been photographed beside luxury cars like the Lamborghini Huracan, but in everyday life she opts for something more grounded, a modest Mini Cooper, practical, stylish, and understated, much like her public persona. Despite being a household name, Bellucci hasn't amassed an overwhelming number of film awards, and she's never needed them. Her recognition goes beyond trophies. In her honor, a rose variety was named Monica Bellucci. The flower is vibrant, with petals that change color as they bloom, and a rich, captivating fragrance, a fitting tribute to a woman known for evolving beauty and unmistakable charm. Monica has never feared age, wrinkles, or time. She embraces them. She's spoken candidly about her refusal to undergo plastic surgery, her distaste for strict diets, and her unshakable love of Italian food. "I can't imagine my life without spaghetti, parmesan, and tiramisu," she said with a smile. For Bellucci, true beauty comes not from control or perfection, but from authenticity, and that belief is evident in the way she carries herself on screen and in life. So, what is Monica Bellucci's secret? Maybe it's grace. Maybe it's courage. Maybe it's her ability to stay relevant without trying too hard. One thing is certain, at any age, Monica Bellucci remains a rare and compelling presence in a world that too often overlooks women once they reach a certain stage in life. If you enjoyed this portrait of Monica's life, don't forget to subscribe to the Money and Fame channel, where more stories like this are just one click away.